Welcome to my Atari ST nostalgia trip, and welcome to one of the weirdest games ever to come out on the ST. It's Mad Show by Silmarils, who are mostly known for great looking arcade adventures, and those adventures were actually also available in monochrome mode even far into the 90s, which I really appreciate. But this is an early game from them, it's from 1988, and I really don't know what to think about it. It is truly mad, so let's just get into it and see how weird things may get. And as you can see from the intro screen, I'm actually playing the French version of this game. I couldn't find an English version. I don't even know if there was an English language version of this one. And I do like that during the intro, and actually during the whole game, almost all of the sound effects and the music are digital, which for 1988 was actually still quite something. Yeah, and we are shown some, I would say, graphically pleasing, but also a bit weird, the presenters of the show. And that plant reminds me of Little Shop of Horrors. It also reminds me of the game Nightwalk, that also has one of these flesh-eating plants. I hope this one doesn't move as crappy as that one does. And apparently the presenters are sort of telling who made this game, and I think I cannot skip this, but even if I could, I'm not going to, because I want you to suffer just as much as I'm doing right now. Why is that plant drooling so much? Well, this gives you an idea of the madness of the show. That plant just ate the presenter and then burped. And then we get into this intro screen, which I really want to know. I mean, it looks graphically pleasing, don't get me wrong, and it sort of really suits the game. So well done, Silmarils, on that one. And it says Bienvenue au Mad Show. So welcome to Mad Show. I'm not very good at French, but those little things I can still translate. But looking at this intro screen, I really want to know, what mind do you have to come up with that? I mean, I really want to know the creative process they went through to come to this. And I mean, imagine the developer showing this to his superior, all proud about all weird things going on, especially the weird animation things in the background. And the boss then just goes, well, I think it would be looking a bit better if we had a baby in diaper just crawling around forward and sometimes also backwards. I don't know where to start. I don't know how to explain this screen to anyone. It's really wild. And of course the presenter is getting really impatient because I'm not pressing any buttons. He starts to take out his tongue. I think he will also fall asleep if I wait even longer than this. So let's wait until he falls asleep, and then we will choose to go for entertainment mode, not competition mode yet. See, he's yawning already. While the aliens and one of the guys, the punk, is strangling the other guy and lifting him up. I have no idea why. And I don't know even what the guy on the right in the background is supposed to be. But now the presenter has fallen asleep because of our inaction, and I will just I will choose E for entertainment mode. And then he very aggressively asked me to state my name, which I'm going to do. And then he asked me to choose from one of the 4 minigames, because in entertainment mode I'm only playing the minigames until I die, that is, and I'm just going to go through all 4 of them, and I hope I don't die, because if I die I have to restart the entertainment mode. But if I have to, I will just cut those pieces out, so at least I can show you the minigames. And I'm sort of, I think I'm transported to an alternative universe or whatever to the game, or it alters my brain. And we get some sampled digital music again in between. And I think this is just a sample, not some module or something. But anyway, we're about to start the first minigame, where I have to kill my opponent with a lightsaber while we are on a floating rock in space. And despite being in space where there really is no up and down, if I step over the edge I actually do fall down. So I guess we should not take this game too seriously on realism. Yeah, if we actually were already, because the opening screen is already that silly. And as you can see, the game, it does make us wait quite a bit for loading and preparing the levels. And as you can see, the minigame is actually not that hard. And I don't know if it gets more difficult as you progress, but this is it. This is the whole minigame. So the minigames are kind of crappy, I guess. And at least it controlled sort of okay. And I don't know if I have to press return here, but this is a cracked version, so I don't have to swap discs. But yeah, as you can see, the minigames are really short. I mean, the loading times and the waiting times are actually way longer than any gameplay time you will ever have in this game. And I don't really know why that is. I mean, I probably do, because in competition mode you are actually sort of spinning a wheel and gambling to something, and only if you lose, you actually have to play a minigame, but you play it to the death. So if you lose, you will immediately die. And of course, I come back successfully. The audience is cheering for me, but the presenter is actually a bit annoyed with me. So I'm just going to go for minigame number 2, which is even weirder than the first one. Because now in this minigame I am trapped in some room with all sorts of contraptions that try to kill me. There's a really small robot coming. I only have a shield that I can use to shield myself or hit the robot. And I think I have to smash the small robot so it gets really small and it will sort of be ashamed and go away. And then I think I have to make the crossbow fire the iron. And if that description sounded really weird to you, I don't blame you. Because yes, it is a... This game is just weird. It's called Macho for a reason. And the music stops quite abruptly, and you can see I can walk back and forth. I can also walk diagonally. I cannot walk straight front to back, I don't know why. And yeah, there's a thing that's firing rockets at me, and I think I can turn around. Yes, I can, and there's a tank that I should avoid. But how do I smash? Oh, I smash like that. Oh, I actually avoided the tank, okay. And I made the robot small, how about that? And I don't know why that eye is looking so weird. But I think now I have to wait, because now the crossbow will fire the arrow at me and it will fire into the eye, and there we go. That's how you beat that minigame. I have no idea what these other things in the middle are doing, that probably just in the way. I'm not even sure if they can kill me, and while I was playing this, the controls are actually really clunky. Unlike minigame number 1. So yeah. This game is weird, and I think I will say that sentence pretty often during this during this video. But I won again, and the presenter is looking at me angry, and he has a really annoying high voice. So let's go for game number 3. And game number 3 is the one I struggle with the most, especially since I haven't played this game in over 3 decades, so I'm actually already surprised that I made it through 2 minigames without dying. But I guess if you are a really good gamer, this game poses absolutely no challenge to you whatsoever, except for the clunky controls. But anyway, in this minigame number 3, I have to throw saws, and I have to throw them at this guy. Yeah, here we go. And he says, ow, and I have to get... One guy is giving me a saw, and there's also an alligator somewhere. And I think he's now on my side, I have no idea. And I have to sort of try to figure out what the right height is. At least I'm hitting the guy. And there's an alligator that tries to snap me. Well. And I don't know why the guy was hardly moving. So I did win this minigame, but only thanks to the enemy AI. But you have to avoid the alligator. You can get some fuel upstairs from up there, and if you throw a saw it also bounces back, and it bounces back from the wall behind you, and it can hit you in the neck and all that sort of stuff. But once you figured out how to do it like I just did, and the guy just sits there waiting for the saw to cut him, and after 2 cuts he dies. And I don't know if it will get more difficult if you get further in the game. And let's go for minigame number 4 as well. As you can see, there's only 4 minigames, and there's actually 6 buttons to select something, but that has to do with competition mode. And we will get into competition mode. even if the video is actually getting quite long already. Especially for the amount of entertainment we are really given. Multi minigame number 2. We are on a conveyor belt controlled by a really big brain, and so I have to walk and I have to avoid these deadly capsules, and what I have to do is shoot the big brain, and that's it. Again, this is how short the minigames are once you know what you have to do. It's running on a conveyor belt, then the big brain is a really big target, so it's not at all difficult to hit. There we go. So anyway, let's go for a competition and see how different it is. And of course I have to say the number of players, and I'm alone, so I will press number 1. But you can play this, and I think if as players you play this in sequence, and I will do the same name again. Doesn't matter what I fill in here, because I will not get into the high score table. But as you can see in competition mode, it's going to fill this wheel or ball or whatever, lotto ball. And he will spin it, and I have to actually predict what will come out of it. And I have to first, okay, if I lose, which minigame do you want to play? Let's go for the lightsaber one again. But now the difference between this and entertainment mode, I can now choose between 6 different items. And you can see I can choose whether the red guy or the pink guy is going to come out. And I can choose whether he has the red guy or the pink guy on top of his pole, or which hat. So I think it's a 50-50 chance. It's fine, I have 6 choices. And I'm just going to gamble that the red guy is going to get crawl out of the ball holding something. I have no idea if it's... Because this is the random part of the game. Well, one of the things in the bottom is doing a really weird push-up, but indeed the red guy came out. And he held a pole with the pink guy on top and the pointy hat. So indeed, you have 6 choices, but you have a 50-50% of winning the gamble. And I won the gamble, so I don't have to play the minigame to the death. And this is the only difference between entertainment and competition mode. And of course in competition mode you can do with multiple players. And I think I have to now push something. Okay, I have to push return or space or whatever. And I will choose minigame number 4. But of course we can take a gamble, and we hope we don't have to play it. And I'm going to gamble that whatever comes out of there is wearing a pointy hat. Because why not? So I don't know why I have 6 choices, probably to make the game seem more complex than it really is. Because it really is like I have the small guy with the pole with the red guy and with the wrong hat. So I have to play the minigame now. And do I really want to while the baby is crawling again? So if I win the minigame, I get to continue. And if I lose the minigame, it's end of game. So the competition part is actually not that much more entertaining than the entertainment part. And it's also not much more competitive, because it's just a gamble you take and it's always a 50-50 shot. So it seems a bit cheap. Because if you gamble for the red guy on the pole, it means you automatically gamble for the pink guy coming out of the... There you go. And as you saw from the capsules, there was something coming for me, trying to infect me and kill me. So if that happens too often, like 3 times, you die on the conveyor belt. But here you go, I won again. And it asked me to choose another minigame, and I am going to choose number... I'm going to choose number 2, but I'm going to have myself killed. So it's end of game, because as entertaining as this game tries to be, it's actually boring me a little bit. And Oh, I had to make another choice. Okay. Sorry. Sorry for boring you, but your game is boring me as well, mister. But the game looks graphically actually quite pleasing, and it is... The idea behind it is actually quite fun, I guess. But technically it's not that... and I guess the red guy can also hold the red head on the pole, so it doesn't really matter, but I think it's still a 50-50 choice. Whatever choice you make. But I want to have him, I want to try to get my man killed by a contraption, and then we can end the game and end the video. Well, and then this tank comes. Does this tank do anything to me? Not really. I don't know why this tank is there, because it's not harming me. But as sure as arrow is going to see. At least the arrow kills me. I think. Wow, how much energy do I have? Yes, please. Oh, one more. It sounded like he actually liked that, to be honest. So, yeah, what about this game? The graphics actually look really, really nice, and they put in some nice deals in the background to keep me very, very entertained. But for a very, very short while, and I guess that's the biggest problem of this game. And if I paid full price for this game back in the day, I probably would have felt a bit ripped off, to be honest. And while there is entertainment, there's just no gameplay at all. The minigames are so short, and the gambles are just always 50-50. And even in 1988, sorry, that would have been quite unacceptable, to be honest. So what should we do with this? Well, I would say get your free copy nowadays, dive into the weirdness, be entertained for a bit, and then go back to proper retro gaming. And with that, I would like to thank you for watching.